because if you think about it, everybody being included, how can someone like me play football? Look at me, look at the state of me, look at the size of me, look at the weight on me. But I was very, very fortunate because I got brought into this family, which happened to be the Liverpool family. But it's not just the Liverpool family, it's the football family. We've got Aldo and Louis come from Manchester, who are doing a similar thing. The fantastic thing about football is it brings us all together. It unites us all together. Whatever religion, whatever ethnicity, whatever size, whatever shape, it brings us all together. And for me, I'm so thankful for that. So thankful that it's given me the opportunity to live a fantastic life through football. And to come and be able to speak to you guys, it's a pleasure, it's an honour. I'd be sat home now watching whatever it is, Loose Women. I can't, believe me, I don't want to. And some of them are on that. And I've got to be honest, honestly, it's a pleasure to be here. And long may you continue, John. John's changed a lot because he's got new teeth now. And his persona has changed a little bit to the point where he doesn't always talk to you. He gets someone else to talk to me. But listen, John, thank you. Thank you. And please, folks, please, whatever the issues are, another thing about us being united and being here is we can share things, we can share issues. We've had a number of issues, John, haven't we? And the biggest thing we find when we're out together is being able to talk about these issues, because we've all got problems, we've all got issues, but believe you me, the best thing you can do is share them, talk about them, and you'll find that you're not alone. And we have a fantastic anthem of the road. When you're part of this family, you're never alone, you never walk alone. So once again, John, thank you, but thank you all for taking the time to come together and show just how united football brings us, how united we all are as a community. So thank you for inviting us along. And John will have a couple of words to say now.
Thanks, Sammy.
Well, once again, I just want to reiterate what Sammy says about coming along, because this is bigger than football. The community is bigger than football. As much as you come here today, I don't know when you're going to come again, but you live your lives. After today, when are you going to see each other? When are you going to play football? But you go out, having formed these friendships, having formed relationships. I'm looking around, I'm sure I can see women, Muslims, black, white, people coming together. It is not football's responsibility, it is society's responsibility. And we're using football as a weapon, as a tool to actually bring people together. But we have to look beyond that. We can't just wait to come together when we're playing here or looking at football, and then thinking what's happening Monday to Friday. What about when football isn't on? How do we live our lives? Football is an example of people coming together and being a family, which is what football is all about, but which is more importantly what life is all about. So I just want to congratulate John and commend you all for being here and supporting each other, particularly in these times, because we're living in dangerous times now with the culture wars. We're living in dangerous times with the culture wars on both ends. On both ends. Every time something happens, because of the perception we have, because of the way we've been conditioned to think, and we've been conditioned to think like this over hundreds of years. When somebody stabs somebody else, we just think it's a terrorist attack. And a terrorist attack isn't somebody who's white. A terrorist attack is not even somebody who's black. This is how it's gone. This is how it's gone, whereby the culture wars are now separating people. So we can use football as a tool to come back together, but forget about this. Think about your lives, what's actually going on, the perception we have of different groups of people. How do we see women? How do we see Muslims? How do we see black? How do we see white? How do we see women? And this is really important, particularly these days, when from one way, and this is how this started in Southport, because of the perception. As soon as something happened, we had a perception of who it was. Then when it all of a sudden transpired that it wasn't what we thought, people continued anyway, because that's what it's like. And this is why we really do have to come together as a family. And of course, Sammy talks about a football family. And as much as we're there, we've got another team not far up the road is moving down there. They're part of the family as well. It's all part of a community. So if you can use football as a tool to bring people together, but don't just make it about football, make it about life. So correct. I wish you all the very best. I'm glad that you're fantastic.